Hello, this is the one and only 5D Transformations. You're here with God Johnny, also known as Coach Johnny, and I wanted to talk to you about something that's very important. And so when it comes to this is really big, man, and it just really boils down to your attention and about what you're putting your attention to. I talk about narcissism and self-help and just dealing with people, sociology, social dynamics and things. And this one kind of connects to all of it, because I realize, when it comes to people that come from lower energies, lower vibrations, it's very easy for them to bring you down to their level. And the number one way that they bring you down to their level is through communication. I mean, communication is a very powerful, probably one of the most powerful tools in the world. It's the only reason why you can understand what I'm saying right now. And communication requires attention, because you can't really understand what somebody's saying unless you're paying attention to them and reading the cues or reading the information, or perceiving or breaking down the information that they're giving you, processing it. And so I realize when it comes to people, for example, who may have narcissistic tendencies, that are maybe narcissists in your life, or people that may be negative in your life, or people that may be, even on a more softer level, just friends and family that really aren't bringing you to that next level, or that are actually bringing you down. They're not even keeping you at the level you're at. What you'll realize is that people very much, especially when it comes to people who might be empathic or people who have certain gifts, you find yourself giving yourself up to so many people. You're giving away so much, and to a degree, you do it because you get energy from it, or you feel as though you feel positive helping people and bringing people up and lifting people up. But what you don't understand is that while you're bringing them up, they're bringing you down, because it's all about exchange and frequency exchange. And so you wonder why people feel so happy around you. You might wonder why people feel like there's more opportunities or possibility when they are in your space or your environment. You might wonder why people are happier, and you might wonder, like, man, why am I serving so many people and doing so many positive things for people? You might not even ask that question. It might be something that you just like to do. But then you have to ask yourself, what are you getting in exchange? And some people might say, well, I do this unconditionally, which is fine. But I want you to look at your life and look and see, like, what do you want in life? And how has anybody helped you to the capacity that you've helped other people? For the things that you do for the people around you, the way that you bring them up, lift them up, who's the person in your life that's doing that for you? Now, some of you will be able to point to somebody, and that's great if someone is doing that for you. But in a lot of cases, there really isn't anybody doing it at your level. And in a lot of cases, it's like nobody's bringing you up at the same level, and if we take it to narcissistic relationships, oh man, it's like they're just taking and taking. And they have this belief in this kind of subtle naivety that they're at your level, that they're equally bringing things to the table, and they're just not. It's easy to overlook the things that an empath, for example, might do, or somebody that's very giving, or somebody that's very wise and tries to lift people up. It might be very easy to look over what they do because they always have a positive attitude. They're always bringing their best foot forward. They're always shining the light on other people outside of themselves to help lift people up. And a lot of the time, people can look past that. Like, they can just assume that's what you do. They can really think that when you're giving compliments and when you're lifting people up, they really think that, okay, I must be better than this person because they're always lifting me up. They're always submitting to me. They're always being passive and letting me get the shine. But you gotta realize everybody isn't as humble as you are or perceptive as you are, and people are really taking that in internally. You might say, oh, well, I don't mind if they do or not, which is great. That's very egoless, which is amazing. But at the same time, it builds a false sense of reality for the person. And it's time for you to align with reality so that people can look at you correctly for who you really are. And you don't create this buffer where people feel as though they can take advantage of you. People feel as though you're disposable. And so in those situations where, especially like, let's say you're dealing with a narcissist or somebody that's not appreciating you or somebody that's taking you for granted, the best thing you can do is leave. And the best thing you can do once you leave the environment, or once you really, I'll tell you what the best thing you can do is, because I brought up attention. I brought up attention for a reason earlier in this. And it's because the best thing that you could possibly do is ignore them. Like, it's tunnel vision. It's like, ignore everybody that isn't giving you the energy that you need, the energy that you rightfully want based on the exchange that you're giving. Because the reality is that if you're doing the inner work on yourself as you should be, then you should be comfortable being alone. And you should be living your best life when you're by yourself. And when you are living the best life when you're by yourself, when other people come into your environment, it then becomes a compromise. Because it's like, man, am I gonna leave my lovely environment and peace and prosperity over here and my vision and being on my path? Am I gonna leave that to hang out with these people or this person and give my energy away like that? Or is this person gonna, understand what I bring to the table and like really make an effort to be in my life? Because why would you sit here and waste your time with people who aren't bringing you to that next vibration? I mean, you're just wasting time with a lot of these people. And I know it's hard because we have past relationships with people, friends from way back, family from the sandbox. Like, it's not easy to leave these people behind and to ignore them. But what you got to realize is, and this goes to older people and newer people that you meet, just people you might have built strong bonds with, or people who are in your life now. And the key thing you got to realize is, in order for you to move up to where you want to be, you're going to have to, I put it like this. If you're growing, if you're really like learning and developing, doing things like self-help, transformation, this page is called 5D Transformations. If you're really transforming and growing, then if you're growing and the people around you aren't growing as well at a certain level, you have no choice but to leave them behind, because they like you for the person you were before you grew. The person you are now that you're more aware, now that you're more active toward your passions and more so aligned with your vision and your path, they can't hang anymore, because they like the old you. That's who they resonate with. They don't resonate with this new you. And for you to keep hanging out with these people is really gonna show you more and more that it's not a good match no more. So what people tend to miss is that a big part of growth is leaving and moving beyond environments that you were in before. And if the people around you aren't growing at the same curve, they'll never be able to embrace the person that you are now, and they'll never be able to realize and see just how amazing you are right now, because they're too busy viewing you as the version of yourself 8 years ago. And as long as you keep vibrating around people that view you as the person they knew 5 years ago, or a year ago, or 2 years ago, then as you continue to evolve, you're gonna deal with a conflict around them, because the image that they have of you isn't gonna fit the now, and they're gonna deal with you a certain way that you don't get dealt with now. So it's time to realize, like, where am I at? Who do I need to have around me? And who do I need to let go? Because it's time for us to stop wasting our time trying to be this sacrificial lamb for people that don't have the appreciation. And it's time for you to finally move fully into your destiny. The key aspect to this is being on your path. A lot of people keep hanging out in the same low vibrational friend groups, and it's because they're not fully on their path, number one. And number two, they haven't grown. Like, they're not realizing, they haven't grown. And number three, they don't realize how far they've grown. And all three of those are a mistake. What's the point of growing and developing if you don't even know you're doing it? That's how people end up in bad situations, because they're still hanging around low vibrational areas, even though they don't realize that they're not that person no more. And that's affected many people that I know, and many people I'm sure you know. So with that being said, don't give them your attention. It's tunnel vision. Like, you either realize my value, you're helping bring me to the destination that I'm trying to get to, I'm helping you get there, and we're moving forward. We're either doing that, evolving, leveling up, or I just don't even know who you are. I don't know who you are, but I mean, I just am not paying attention to you. Like, I'm not paying attention to nothing that isn't moving me towards that. So with that being said, man, that's big. Any narcissists that are in your life, don't even pay attention to them, because they love the back and forth, because you're still giving them energy. The most powerful commodity in the universe is attention, at least in this one, and at least on this planet. So attention is so important, because where attention goes, energy flows. Anything you build in this world requires attention over a long period of time. And if you're gonna be going back and forth with narcissistic people, you're just wasting that energy, and you're feeding them more energy, and they're gonna grow in your life, and they're gonna grow because of that. And it's like, man, the best thing you can do is not give them any energy. And then now they're gonna have a problem. Now they're gonna be forced to change. Now people gotta evolve and change within your environment for the better, because if not, they don't get your attention. So value your attention, be that positive light in the environment, but move forward, move upward, and leave that past behind, because you're not the same person anymore. That's what transformation is all about. Thank you for listening. Make sure to like and subscribe. This is 5D Transformations, and we're going to talk soon. Peace.